Hi everyone, I'm Terri and I'm the formulator and MD of Synergie Skin and Synergie Minerals makeup. And today I'd like to do a demo of a makeup I do every day on my own face and show you all how to do it. Now, I am not a makeup artist. I am no Ray Morris. Wish I was, but I'm just an ordinary 50-year-old woman who wants to make the most of herself, to go out and face the day. I'm happy to go without makeup, but I'm not happy to go without my sunscreen. So I generally always apply a sunscreen to my face, and the best sunscreen is Synergie Minerals. In my opinion, 50% on average loose mineral zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So what I'm going to do is go through my routine, my daily routine, and kind of show you how to do it as well. It's not everybody's way of doing makeup, but this is how I do it. Okay, so I've got a moisturised face. You can either use Uber Zinc, which is your 21% zinc oxide titanium dioxide moisturiser, or you can use the anti-aging moisturiser like Reclaim, which is often what I use because I'm using my minerals as my sunblock. So the great thing about the Synergie Minerals is it's got this great little twist sifter, so you can travel with it. It doesn't go everywhere, so make sure it's always closed when you're travelling. Open it up. And what I do is I tip an application into my lid as such, like that, but that much. Then I get my Kabuki brush, and it's all about the brush too. This Kabuki brush is great. It does not shed at all. It's really dense. It holds the minerals on all levels of the brush, and I can do my makeup literally without even looking in the mirror. Check this out. So I get my brush, I push it into the minerals, give it a twist, tap it and apply. Now, lots of little circles. Feel your way around it, don't even need a mirror. Around the nose. I'm sun protecting, so I don't want to miss anywhere. Don't forget my neck, under my chin if I'm going out, décolletage. The more you buff, the better the look. There you go, one layer done. Too easy, I'm not even looking in the mirror. Now I'm just going to use the rest, what's left in the lid, for another layer, or I can add a little bit more if I want. Make sure I'm really well sun protected, and tap. Small circles, moving really, really quickly around the face. The big mistake a lot of people make when they apply loose minerals is they start on one area and then they just put 90% of it on one spot. Trick is to start anywhere and move quickly and in little small circles around the face. And you do not need a mirror. Loose minerals are easier than anything to apply. I'm sun protected. This is the Mineral Whip. I love this product for night. It gives fantastic coverage. Also provides fabulous sunscreen with over 40% zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and it's got a lovely hydrating formula with beautiful emollient oils like squalene, sea buckthorn oil, rosehip. Again, no artificial colours or fragrance. Such a beautiful product, and again a sunscreen for those who want more coverage and perhaps an evening look. So I'm just going to show you how I apply this. I actually do need a mirror for this one. It's not quite as easy as the loose. So literally just get a little bit on your foundation Maxibrush. This brush again is amazing. It's so dense and it gets the makeup on. Hardly need any on this brush. And then you just work it into the skin. And it gives a really good airbrush look. More coverage than the loose for less product. Really good sunscreen as well. Just sort of work it in with the brush. You hardly need any on this brush. A little bit really goes a long way with the whip. And the oils are non-comedogenic as well. Also, when you're doing around the nose area, 50-year-old women like me have large pores. We tend to get in large pores as we get older. So I just sort of put it into the crevices and smooth it out and you get a really good look. Now, concealing is an interesting step in the routine. A lot of people put concealers under the makeup and then put the makeup over the top. I actually prefer to use the concealers over the top of the makeup because the makeup does such a great job at camouflaging, as you can see, that there's sometimes less is best with situation with the concealers, and you don't need as much. And because the concealers are toned in with the natural minerals, they actually blend in with the colour, so it doesn't look like you're putting anything kind of over the top. So the one thing I will not do without is my beautiful EyeBrite. The colour is an apricot tone, and because dark circles are inherently blue and apricot are opposite on the colour wheel, so they cancel out each other. The brush is amazing, the concealer brush. It's made of synthetic, so it is really, really easy to maintain and keep clean, and always keeps its lovely shape. So again, less is best with the EyeBrite. So I just put a little bit on my brush. You can put the excess on the back of your hand if you want, and then around the eye area, I actually dab it. I don't brush it, and then I just dab my eyes, and then a little bit on the other eye, and then dab. And then here, this area here gets dark as well in many women. So make sure you do the sort of the area around the bridge of the nose. And here's a little trick. As we age, a lot of the area above our eyes tends to get quite vascular and sometimes a little bit red. So if you put a little bit just on the eyelid, just on the lash line, it just makes the eyes seem more awake, and they pop, which is always nice. So just blend it. Always use your fourth finger for blending, because it's not too harsh on the skin, and always do little dabbing motions. You're not dragging, you're just blending, and the colour is just perfectly blended now. Now for the concealer, I actually don't need concealer as much as I do my EyeBrite, because I find the loose minerals and the wit do such a great job at concealing that you don't really need this. But if you do have pigmentation or acne blemishes or acne scarring, it's a great way to cover that up, because the pigments in this are very, very dense, and they blend beautifully with any skin tone. We have two tones, the darker, obviously for your higher Fitzpatrick's, African American and Indian skin tones, or dark Asian, and then the lighter skin tone. I'm using the light medium today. So similar to with the EyeBrite, get your concealer brush, give a little bit of a swirl into the pot. Less is best. Dab off the excess on the back of your hand. And now I've got a little chickenpox scar on my forehead, which I like to conceal. And again, you can even mix with your loose minerals, get a little bit of your loose minerals and add that to the blend to perfectly colour match. So the scar is here. I'm just going to dab it onto the scar around the edges, or around onto the scar. And the edges I just pat with my fourth finger to blend. And you have a perfectly concealed area. I've also got a little freckle here. I'm just going to do that one. Again, dab around the edges, and then set it with your Kabuki brush and just pat it. And you're camouflaged and concealed. I'm just going to talk about the Synergie Blush Crush. Now, blusher is a really important step to the mineral makeup routine, because if we don't use a bit of blusher, our face can look very monotone and without any depth. And blush also should be subtle. I love Soft Apricot. Is my favourite tone of the Synergie range, because it goes with almost every complexion. Again, a little bit in the lid, bit like the loose minerals, but very sparing. These minerals are highly concentrated. Using your flat top blush brush, this is my favourite. Also, you can use the brush from the kit, which is more rounded, but I personally prefer this one. Load your brush, twist, and tap. And then what I do is I do it like a V on my face, and I frame it on my forehead and my chin. So I just go along the apple of my cheeks and into a V. So, and then a little bit of a V here, up, and then framing my face and underneath my chin, and a little bit there. You can also do this with bronzer for more of a sun-kissed look, but the Soft Apricot is like a cross between a bronzer and a blusher, and I love the way it works. Now, I also cheat because I'm a little bit lazy with my eyeshadow, so whatever's left on the brush, I actually use as my eyeshadow for the day. So I just do that. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows next. And face is framed and it's really quick and easy. Now eyebrows are so important. They literally frame the eyes and a good eyebrow shape is essential. The eyebrows should start literally from the corner of the eye up and have a nice arch. I have some areas where my eyebrows don't grow as well as they do on one side, so they're not symmetrical. I don't think everybody has symmetrical eyebrows, so we need to intervene with our minerals. Now I've got a little secret, very soon to be released will be our mineral pressed eyeshadows, which will be very exciting. And I'm really happy to announce that will be coming out very soon. I've been testing the mineral eyeshadow for a number of months myself, and Taupe is my absolute favourite shade in the Synergie range because it acts as an eyeliner, an eyeshadow and an eyebrow shaper in one for anybody with blonde to medium shade brown hair. So I'm going to do my eyebrows now. I used the dual brush. The angle end of the dual brush is really fantastic for this. So you've got your Taupe eyeshadow, you just apply the Taupe eyeshadow onto the brush as you would normally, then you use it on your eyebrows. Now this almost gives the impression of having hairs on, applying hairs. It's just wonderful, it's such a natural look. And you just literally fill in the gaps and take the brows to the edge and fill in areas where there's little bald spots, which I have. And then the other side, really quick. Don't you use more like little strokes rather than harsh lines. Just fill in the areas where there's any little gaps and extend the ends to give you a nice shaped brow. Really quick, really easy, and a great frame to the face. Now eyeliner is very much a personal thing. We can have liquid eyeliner, so we have our Glamorize and our powder that we could mix together. But for an older person, I think a softer liner is always better. So I really like to use the pencils. So my favourite is the brown, which is like a taupey colour, but I've also got a lovely navy blue, which is like a bluestone colour. We also have the black. So I'm going to be using the brown today because it suits almost everybody. And again, we go under the eyes and not too harsh a line. I'm actually going to smudge it in a minute, you'll see what I do. And create a little upward flick here because it opens up the eyes. Again, the other side. A little upward flick. And then what I do is I do the inner rim because that just creates a little bit of depth in my eye, that smoky look. With the pencil, and then you can do a little bit of a smudge, and this is where your dual eyeshadow brush comes in again. This lovely end is great for smudging. And blend. The trick is to blend. We don't want to see any stark lines with our eyeliner. And ready for eyeshadow next. Eyeshadow is a great part of the makeup routine, not absolutely essential, but it does give the eyes some depth. Again, I always play it safe. I love my Taupe, but there's lots of other fantastic shades. The other one is a burgundy Pinot colour, suits almost any eye colour. Refer to makeup artist manuals for the best eyeshadows to suit eye colours. But I believe that neutrals are best, and also less shimmer on an older face because the shimmer tends to get caught in the fine lines and wrinkles. So keep it matte and only use your shimmer maybe for the brow bones or the top of the cheekbones. So again, I'm going to use my trusty Taupe, which I've also used for my eyebrow, and I'm going to use my eyeshadow crease brush. It's my favourite eyeshadow brush in the Synergie range. And really simple way of doing it for eyes, and this pretty much works for everybody. So literally it's called the lazy C, and you just do a C shape and then make sure that you blend out so you don't see any lines. And if you want to blend it, use your concealer brush to blend out any lines. This is fantastic if you want to just make sure everything's blended. And there's your eyeshadow done. I probably wouldn't be caught dead without my mascara if I'm going out of the house. My staples are my Synergie Loose Minerals, a little bit of blush and some mascara, and that just gets me out the door. Mascara is actually really, really hard to formulate if you're trying to create a natural formula without the nasty additives and the FD&C colours and dyes. So Vitalash Mascara is completely natural, fantastic for contact lens users, water resistant, not waterproof, and it's a natural looking mascara. It goes on easily and I'm really happy with it. It's also got ingredients that actually nourish the eyelashes, and one of the reasons that eyelashes can fall out when we're much older is because of constantly using ingredients that are questionable on the eyes, and they get into the root of the lashes and actually impede healthy growth. So mascara, I hate doing mascara on other people. I can only do it on myself. The brush I love, it's not a fine bristle brush, it's like a broad bristle. One side is for application, the other side is for separation. So literally just apply it on one side, make sure you get all the areas, all the lashes, the edges. Okay, and then the other side separates them out. And you can wait for it to dry and then do another layer if you want a really luscious lash look for the evening. It does take a little bit longer to dry the natural mascara compared to the supermarket brands, but it's well worth being patient. And that's one eye done. I'm really excited about my lipsticks. You've heard of BB Cream. We've got our Be Flawless matte mineral makeup, our liquid makeup. Well, now we've got a BB lipstick. And I wanted to create a lipstick that was not only an amazing lipstick product on the lips, but also had cosmeceutical benefits. And every single one of my new Synergie lipsticks is infused with stabilised L-ascorbic acid or vitamin C. So we've got powerful antioxidant benefits to neutralise free radicals from the environment and UV light. You've got the collagen stimulation, so it will keep the lips firm. And also you've got the zinc oxide and titanium dioxide sunscreen. So it's a sunscreen, an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, a collagen stimulator, everything in one beautiful creamy formula with no artificial colours, no artificial fragrance. And the other little secret ingredient, it tastes amazing. I've added a natural sweetener in it, and you'll probably just want to lick the product off your lips. And the names kept me awake at night thinking of all the names. So they're all vitamin C infused. So I've decided to call them the following names. So this is a beautiful sort of coral colour, and this is called Secrecy. And then we have Delicacy, which is a beautiful, soft, earthy, rosy pink. And then we have Ecstasy. Of course, Ecstasy is my beautiful, deep red colour. Fantastic for evening and winter. Fanta-C is one of my favourites. It's a stronger pink, like a deep dark rose pink. Then we have Intimacy, which is our classic nude. And finally we have our beautiful Opulency, which is our plum colour. I'm going to show you how I do my lips if I'm going out somewhere really special and I want it to last all day or all night, or as long as I possibly can, even if I'm drinking coffee or eating a meal. So start off with a little bit of loose minerals as a base on the lips, or firstly make sure your lips have moisturiser on them, then a bit of loose minerals on the lips. Gives it a nice base. Then I've got my white eyeliner pencil, and this gives you a little pout. So what I do is I get on a cotton bud, I just dab it along the cupid's bow, and then I just blend it so you can't see it. So it just gives like a white hint on the cupid's bow of the lips. Very important to apply the lipstick with a lip brush, and we have great lip brushes in our brush kit. So this gives a beautiful defined line. And then you simply follow the line of your lips, and you can actually use little strokes rather than long ones. Along the Cupid's bow. And if you worry about getting lipstick on your teeth, which I tend to do, after you've done your lips, get your finger and do this. And the lipstick will come off on your finger, little trick. Final step for the lips, optional. You can just wear lip gloss if you want, or you can wear lipstick. I put a little bit of gloss on the top if I'm going out somewhere special. I want to tell you about our packaging for the Synergie lip gloss. It's really fantastic. You have a brush and an applicator in one, and it's a little clicker. So you just click it, and you can actually see the product coming up to the surface. Really cool. And then you just apply it. It's not quite the right colour, but to match this shade of lipstick, we have got the right colour. I just forgot it today. But I think I've just created another colour. Anyway, nice creamy lips, very hydrating. We've actually added hyaluronic acid to this formulation, so you get this lovely hydration and also our natural sweetness, so it's good enough to eat. And one more step and then we're done. Okay, for the last step is Shine Free Setting Powder. Again, this is optional, but because I'm doing some photography today, I will use it because it takes away any shine on the face, and when you get warm under a camera, great for brides. It also has an oil absorber in it, so if you've got a particularly oily skin, the calcium carbonate in the setting powder will actually absorb the excess oil throughout the day. Apply it differently to how you would the loose minerals, because you're more dabbing it than you are swirling it and doing the little circles, because you're actually pressing it into the face. So you still apply it on the brush the same way. So squash it down, give it a twist, and tap the minerals into the bristles, and then literally tap it or dab it into the face. And there you have it. A full face and ready to face the day. I just want to stress that Synergie, when I began formulating it, I didn't formulate it just to be a makeup, to have a visual effect. I created Synergie to be something that was good for the skin. It was a protection, and remember my philosophy: protect, change and nurture. So primarily my makeup is a protective product against our harsh UV environment without the questionable ingredients. And the side effect is it just happens to make you look good. I hope you enjoyed my demo.